The college basketball portal will open at midnight on Monday night, but just before it has, NC State has received 2 names that will enter their name in the portal.
You are Locked On Wolfpack, your daily podcast on the NC State Wolfpack, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Wolfpack Nation? It's time to get locked in with Locked On. Happy Monday to all. As always, I'm Grayson Boone, joined by former Wolfpack defensive tackle Kenton Gibbs. There's a lot to get here over the course of this week. Obviously, the portal will open after the national championship on Monday night. A little bit of catch up we have to do real quickly here on Monday's show before we get you primed to look at some prospects as NC State and new head coach Justin Gainey will navigate the portal in short order. So, of course, we saw that Cole Cloer over this weekend has announced his intention to transfer. Here on Monday, Matt Abel has also announced his intention to enter the transfer portal. We'll close this show here on Monday, talk about Pac-9 baseball. We will start here talking some Matt Abel. Obviously, this is what's hot on the press at the moment for NC State. 5-star freshman Matt Abel has announced officially his intention to enter the transfer portal once it does go live. Now, Kenton, you and I have kind of received word in the last couple weeks that this was more than likely going to be a possibility. The question was, whoever NC State hired, would they have a chance to maybe keep him here at NC State? Well, I think possibly with him announcing his intention, maybe you have your answer. However, I will say that in his Instagram post, Matt Abel did say that NC State is still an option. But yes, there's been some chatter about Matt Abel these last couple weeks about maybe some familiar ties to the program and maybe some displeasure with how this season has gone for Matt. Matt obviously quickly became a fan favorite with what he gave us off the bench this year. In about 21 minutes per game, he gave you just about 8.8 points, a lightning bolt of energy, and obviously it's super easy to root for a guy like that. Kenton, your initial thoughts about Matt Abel officially entering his name in the portal?
Hey, listen, I'm a little delusional, okay? I still talk about me and Meg Thee Stallion potentially going on a date all the time, even though she's married to a $600-700 millionaire. You understand? Like, that's just the reality of who I am. So, yes, I did continue mentioning Matt Abel being a member of the pack this year and being a guy that you build you build your rock upon offensively if Justin Gainey brings in a defensive system. But again, if I am NC State, I am going to Matt Abel and I'm saying, what do you need? What do you need, man? What do you need? We'll drop it off. We'll make it happen. Ultimately, I think the world of the young man. I really do. I really do. I think that he's the type of guy on both sides of the ball. He's going to give you everything he's got, number one. Number two, had he started last year, I think the numbers that he put up would have only increased. I don't see a world where he gets less efficient with more attempts and whatnot. And last but not least, I mean, like Grayson said, the rumblings had been out there. We were very aware that this was a possibility, but man, I really don't want to see Matt go. I really don't want to see this young man go because at the end of the day, you combine him, McNeil, some defenders, maybe 1 or 2 primary playmakers. You know, them boys up to something, as they would say. You know, them boys up to something. You got to watch out for them. That's a team to look out for. But even with that being said, if he decides to go elsewhere, more power to the young man. He'll always be one of my favorites. He was the guy that I named as the X Factor coming in, and he proved me right early and often in terms of his ability. Who knew? The Locked On Wolfpack guys know a little basketball too. Who could have guessed it? But, he's a heck of a player. He can get it done inside and outside. Obviously, you saw the freshman mistakes and decisions sometimes, but I still think he should have had a longer leash, should have had more opportunities at that thing because to me, in terms of consistent performance, I don't think you could rank him any worse than our second best perimeter defender last year. So to not see him on the court more when he's your second best perimeter defender and a super plus guy offensively, I don't understand it. But hey, I'm not the head coach. I guess it's not for me to understand.
I think what certainly stings the most about potentially losing Matt Abel is you saw how much potential he has here in year one. And you know that he's going to build upon that and become maybe a monster in year 2 or year 3. Maybe even if he does potentially get to the NBA whenever that time does come. I feel like it's a win, not exactly an if for him. You know it's going to sting to watch him flourish somewhere else. But again, I mean, it just goes back to this is the world we now live in. You can't really get too attached to any player from year to year. Roster building is very much a year-to-year proposition, but it stings to see that, Matt Abel was the first high school recruit of the Will Wade era, which obviously has become open and shut very quickly here. But you just go back to the potential of Matt Abel, his quickness to get up and down the floor, the ability he has to shoot from the perimeter, 35.5% from deep this year. He was 41% from the floor. Like I said, in about 21 minutes, that minute count should have been much higher. And who knows how many games maybe the outcome would have flipped if you got more of Matt Abel this season. But to Kenton's point, he was no doubt the X factor of this team. I really don't think there's much debate to be had about it. The way he could come off the bench and enter the game as a microwave scorer, like we saw on multiple occasions, it changed a lot of games. And defensively, I kind of likened him a couple times to Ed Reed, the way he would sit in a passing lane, and all of a sudden NC State's going the opposite direction with it. He was so much fun to watch in just a short amount of time here at NC State. And like I said, you can't get too attached, but we will certainly miss him if he does end up moving on and not coming back to NC State. I think the obvious tie here is Miami. I think a lot of people have kind of already understood that for some time now, that Miami would be an instant player for the services of Matt Abel. But like I said, if the door is open for Abel to return to NC State, he was recruited by Gainey to Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, I think he also did take a visit to Tennessee. So on some level, there is some type of relationship there. I am of the opinion that Matt Abel will be moving on. And at this point, like I said, it kind of is what it is. But he was such a fun player to watch, and most certainly will flourish wherever he ends up.
Yeah. The likelihood of him coming back is slim to none. And Slim's got one foot out the door saying, "My crew, let's go." But, it would be nice to have him back. But either way, more power to him. Wherever he goes in the world, so long as it ain't to the Dirty Foot Club, I'll be happy to see him do well, which I know he will, wherever he lands next.
It's even more work to be cut out for Justin Gainey and the new staff. Whenever the new staff ends up in Raleigh, I know I've seen some anxiety about, it's Monday here and we only have maybe one assistant that's already been previously named. Where is everybody else going to come into the picture? I know it's difficult, especially this time of year when you see names flying left and right and this team's preparing this amount of money and this guy is hiring him. And you see NC State, it's like this thing broken. When's it our turn here? It's coming. You have to trust Justin Gainey that he will do his job. He's here to do a job. He's been here for less than a week total. He's going to hire a staff. He's going to put together a roster. NC State's not getting left in the dust. I know it's easy to think that way, but these things will take time. And so easy come, easy go. It's going to suck to see Matt Abel land somewhere else. And I have all the faith in the world that he will be great wherever he does go. One more thing. This is just a sidebar comment. I cannot stand the phrase "go be great." It makes the hair on the back of my neck raise. I know it's a petty comment, but I can't stand it. You can wish a guy well, as you should, but "go be great" just feels so fake, cookie cutter.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I will say this about Gainey's staff situation, right?
Yeah.
Everybody who has paid attention to the situation, now that all the dust is settled and we are no longer going to have tiger trolls in our comments, thank God, we are now living in the reality of what happened. And the reality is, anybody who's like, "Oh, Justin didn't have a staff already prepared to go, he's not head coaching material." 9 times out of 10, when these things happen, an opening is coming. There was nothing. There was no implication that "Hey, Justin, this job that you really want really, really bad is going to be open next year." Did Coach Will do such a fantastic job that was "Oh, we're never going to fire him"? No. But it was clear this was not a one-year commitment from NC State's side. So with that in mind, what you're seeing is a guy that's "Oh, what? I'm me? I'm in? Okay, yeah, let's do this." But he still got to figure out things because, again, this was not like it was last time where everyone had known for forever. When Coach Keats was let go, it was no secret. It was nobody was "Wait, what? NC State's getting rid of whom exactly?" It was hey, it just kind of had to happen. Yeah, we saw the writing was on the wall. If it was not for a hell of a performance in the second half against Louisville in 2024, it would have happened the year before. But 9 games, 9-game little win streak there. They were perfectly timed. You know what I'm saying? It was the best 9-game win streak you could ever imagine. And then that puts you in a different situation where he comes back. But then the next year, the same thing happens, and it's okay, multiple coaches knew, hey, that job's going to be open. No such thing happened for NC State. So let's not crucify Gainey as if, oh man, he doesn't have his staff all ready to go. You tell me what coaches came into a similar situation to this and took less than a week to assemble their staff, where there was no opening, there was nothing going on. This is high-level basketball, so you can't just – because it's different getting hired at NC State to getting hired at, with all due respect, a Midwestern South Delta Valley State where it's like, oh, I can hire in my buddies and nobody's going to care because they're, this ain't big-time ball. We play on ESPN 8 and these guys are making like $20,000 a year. It's a different situation. He has to be calculated and measured and go out there and get the right guys. So, again, take your time. There's no rush. I'd rather do it right than do it fast.
Exactly. I'm glad that was the last sentence you just said because that's where I was about to go with this. I'd much rather him take a little bit extra time and get the right people in the right positions than panic and just say like, well, Julius Hodge used to play at NC State. Do you want to be on my staff? We need to do this correctly. There's so much time and money that's going to be pumped into this team that I trust Gainey. If he needs another week to assemble a staff, so be it. Just because the portal opens on Tuesday doesn't mean you have to have every single person in every single position. You're ringing the phones off the hook. What is coming will be done in due time. Like I said, the portal window is April 7th to the 21st. That's not the end-all, be-all. That's just for guys to put their names in the portal. You can commit virtually any time after that, and especially for grad transfers. They live on their own set of rules. So Gainey will get his staff in place. He'll get everybody ready for the portal. The portal's going to open on Tuesday, and rest assured they will be fast at work. But back to the original point here, Matt Abel, 5-star freshman Matt Abel, has announced his intention to enter the transfer portal. We wish him all the best of luck. Hopefully we don't have to see him in the near future because I would be betting that kid's going to be a killer. Coming up next, there's a second name that announced his intention to enter the transfer portal from NC State. We'll tell you who it is and why it's significant after a quick word from our sponsors. Our first Monday sponsor is Wayfair. Way Day is here, and if you've been thinking about upgrading your space, then this is the time to do it. We're talking about some of the best deals of the year on furniture, decor, outdoor essentials, everything you need to refresh your home. During Way Day, Wayfair is offering up to 80% off with fast and free shipping on everything. That's right, everything. This makes it easy to find pieces that fit your style and your budget. It's super easy to filter by style, size, price, and you're not wasting any time scrolling. The reviews and photos will help you feel confident in what you're looking at and what you're purchasing. And also, Wayfair's verified products are vetted by specialists, so you know exactly what you're getting in terms of quality. Whether it's upgrading a room, adding outdoor pieces, or just finding something that ties your space together, it makes the whole process simple from start to finish. Way Day is the sale to shop for the best deals in home. We're talking up to 80% off with fast and free shipping on everything. Head to wayfair.com April 25th through the 27th to shop Way Day. That's wayfair.com, wayfair.com, wayfair.com. Every style, every home. Middle portion of our Monday show, as I said, there was a second name that came across the NC State basketball desk in terms of portaling. Freshman Cole Cloer, although he was an interesting situation, enrolled early at NC State back in January to be with the team and hit the ground running before he was, supposed to be a part of the next year's squad. Obviously, things have changed. Cole Cloer has announced his intention to enter the transfer portal. Now, also interesting, because we just spoke about the fact that he was at the Gainey press conference. Several pictures were taken between Gainey and Cloer talking about who knows what, maybe discussing this situation right here. But Cole is announcing his intention to enter the transfer portal. Personally, I can't exactly blame him as he committed to play here for Will Wade at NC State. Being that has changed, I don't blame him for weighing his options. But hear me when I do say this. This is a player that NC State should strive very heavily to keep here. Cole is an elite prospect coming out of high school, a high 4-star type of kid. Elite shooter of the basketball, great size for a wing at 6'7", 6'8", has explosive movement toward the rim. He can rebound a little bit. This would be a great addition to NC State's first team here. But if Gainey can't find a way to rein him in, like I said, I don't exactly blame Cole for looking elsewhere.
You would not be. This is the true sign that the Will Wade tenure is over, because you would not be an NC State coach without a none and done.
True.
It is a tale as old as time. If you are an NC State basketball coach, you must have at least one none and done, or else you are no true Scotsman around here. And lo and behold, Cole Cloer may just be that one. Do I want to see Cole here? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is he a heck of a ball player? Absolutely. Absolutely. You think about Gainey's system, and like I keep saying, Gainey and what he wants to do defensively, if you just get a couple shooters. I ain't saying y'all got to be the best three-point shooting team in the nation, anything like that. Just get a couple shooters on top of what Gainey is doing, and all of a sudden, that's a scary team. That's a team that, you know, America's going to have to watch out for. And Cole Cloer obviously would have helped that because he has, you know, he keep that burner tucked with him. I'm going to tell you, as soon as he catches it, he liable to pull it. And Lord knows you better get the ducking because that young man is pinpoint accurate. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is kind of the new nature of the game. You know, players leave behind coaches and all that stuff. And, you know, like Grayson said, he did come here to commit to play for Will Wade and all that. And I need people to understand this. This is a different era. It's a different era. I know everybody loves to say, no, you committed to play for State. You committed for – it's a different era.
Yeah.
It's a different era, ladies and gentlemen. It's a much different thing than anything we saw in the past. So with that being said, you know, we'd love to have Cole back. It'd be exciting if we could get him back. But even if not, next man up, you got to keep trucking.
Yeah.
The portal is about to open, and Justin Gainey's got some money to blow. He's got some bands to make a dance. You understand? He's come on now. Don't sit around and you can't take it with you. Saving on this is not going to help you out in the long run. You got it, go spend it. Go get you some great players. And if you feel like Cole Cloer is one of those guys that, hey, he fits that diamond in the rough mold that Gainey has been so good at discovering and going with, then by all means, do everything you can to bring him back. But if he doesn't, more power to you. Hey, go do your thing, young man. We ain't gonna root against you unless you go to the Dirty Foot Club. But anywhere else, we ain't gonna root against you. Go do your thing, brother.
What I will also say about Cole here is this is a different situation than Matt Abel. Now, Cole is a local kid. He's from Hillsborough, North Carolina. He played his high school basketball at IMG down in Florida for a senior season. But local kid, family is NC State fans. Cole grew up an NC State fan. And so when I say that the door is still open for Cole, I think that's a little bit stronger than it is for Matt Abel. Like, I wouldn't exactly rule out that Cole could look around, weigh his options, look and see if he could be potentially a better fit at another program. And if that isn't the case, then why not stay home at a program that you grew up pulling for, a new head coach that's going to generate some excitement amongst the fan base. And like I said, you could be a legend here staying through this coaching change and make a name for yourself because he is a dynamite athlete when it's all said and done as well. So Cole Cloer entering his name in the portal. Have to imagine that Cole will attract some high-level attention. I know UConn was in on him on high school. I think the Dirty Foot Club was as well, but I don't know. Maybe with their turnover, wouldn't exactly be an option on the table yet either. But I say all that to say Cole is a very attractive prospect. He's super highly talented, and NC State would be best served, at least in my opinion, to do everything you can to keep a kid like this here. It's hard to say that, being that he hasn't played yet at the college level, but you turn on that tape, and you could see he could probably play at just about any program in the country with the way that he can shoot the ball from deep. So wishing Cole the best no matter what. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he will find that here is home and NC State is who he wants to stick with. That would be best case for us all. But nonetheless, just another deal of a none and done here at NC State. Not exactly new to any of us, but again, this is now the portal world that we live in.
You know, the list of none and dones continues to grow at NC State. And I'm going to tell you something. Our none and done team, I'm pretty sure they could make a Final Four run. Our none and done team, I'm not saying that they win it all, but I'm saying I wouldn't be shocked if we could combine all of those players on the one team and say, hey, go out there, see what you could do if they didn't turn into one of the better teams in the ACC. So, hopefully we're done with the none and done days. Hopefully Justin Gainey breaks that cycle and says, hey, we're moving different now. If you're coming, you're coming. If you're here, you're going to play. But, this is another in a long line of, man, I can't wait to see Isaiah Miranda get on the court. Man, baby Westbrook, that guy's got the flaw. He's got to be so good. And then all of a sudden we're just sitting there like, what? Hey, man, what happened? That guy never played for us, did he?
You say that, it's got me thinking now here. If you could put together a 5 of none and dones for NC State basketball, would you go Rob Dillingham at the 1, Jalen LeCue at the 2, Josh Hall's probably somewhere at the 3. He's bigger, probably a 4. Maybe you stick now Cole Cloer at the 3 or the 4. Sasha Kalea-Jones, the former Kentucky commit. Yeah, I mean, a ton of talent that never came to fruition. Potentially, hopefully, we're going to speak Cole into existence here. But yeah, to think about the none and done talent that's come through NC State, this is a trend that I hope and possibly even pray that Justin Gainey can put an end to, because what he said about keeping the top talent in the state of North Carolina right here at NC State, we've said that for years, but we need somebody that will actually put boots on the ground and get that done. So hopefully this is a trend that will end now with Justin Gainey, and hopefully, like I said, Cole Cloer is not the next to add on to the list of none and dones to never play at NC State. Coming up next, actually on Tuesday's show, we'll talk more about prospects that NC State will more than likely be looking at in the portal now that Tuesday the portal will be open. Coming up next year to round out our Monday show, NC State baseball was in some muddy waters, but they quickly pulled themselves back out with a series sweep over Notre Dame. We'll tell you how big that was after a quick word from our sponsors. And our second Monday sponsor is TurboTax. It's tax time, but for a lot of us, the old way of doing taxes is, well, it's a lot. Trying to book an appointment that's not the most convenient, sitting in a waiting room with a stack full of papers and emailing back and forth, wondering if they actually get your situation. But this year, you're getting a major upgrade with Intuit TurboTax. They now have in-person locations nationwide, and you can meet face-to-face with a real tax expert. You'll get your documents uploaded straight to your TurboTax app on the spot. And just like that, you're done. Your TurboTax expert will work to get you every dollar that you deserve while you get real-time notifications as you go about your day. It's the relief of walking in and meeting a real person and then walking out knowing your taxes are being handled correctly. Head on over to turbotax.com/local, LOCAL, local, turbotax.com/local to find a store near you and book your appointment only with TurboTax. Last couple minutes here of our Monday show, a big-time weekend, a series sweep, a 3-game winner over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. My goodness, did Elliott Avent and the boys need this one really, really bad. I told you my concerns coming into this past weekend after just being swept by Georgia Tech. Obviously, you lost a series on the road to Florida State. You really need to come home and win a series at home, especially against a team like Notre Dame, who's been pretty hot in the ACC conference as of late. 7-3 win on Thursday, 7-3 win on Friday, and then a walk-off 7-6 win on Saturday. Ty Head gave you the heroics in the bottom of the ninth. The starting pitching for NC State this past weekend was phenomenal. Ryan Marone on Thursday gave you 6 2/3 with 9 punch-outs. Heath Andrews held his own in a spot start potentially on Friday. He gave you 4 2/3 with 4 punch-outs, only gave up 1 earned run. And then, of course, on Saturday, the dude was the dude. 7 2/3 innings, 1 run given up, 6 punch-outs. Longest outing of his starting career now, as he is a starter as opposed to a closer last year. The starting pitching has been the strength of this team all year. They showed up when the moment was ripe. This team needed to win some ball games, preferably a series, but a series sweep was the cherry on top. Man, Kenton, they really needed all 3 of these.
In the words of FS the Bender, when I hop out and get on my feet, it's a masterpiece. What these pitchers have been doing, what these starters have been doing on the mound is a masterpiece. The control has been there. They've been painting the black. They've been not letting guys string together hit after hit, where all of a sudden you're looking up and it's like, oh man, we allowed a couple singles. Next thing you know, dinger, go ahead and ring them up for 3, boys. It's been the case that this team, in terms of the pitching, has been there. The question, or rather the group that hasn't been showing up, the bats, they haven't really done what they're supposed to do. And so you come into this series and you're dropping 7, 7, and 6. Is that correct, Grayson?
7, 7, 7.
Oh, 7, 7, 7. Look at that.
Lucky number 7.
3 sevens in a row. You drop that, we'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. Now, there are some complaints about the bullpen. There are some questions about, hey, guys, our starters are not – every game can't be a complete game shutout. That's just, I'm sorry, guys. We are not playing MLB The Show on amateur. That's not reality. That's not how it works in real life. Our guys that are, doing the setting up and closing, we need more. We need more. Our relief pitchers have not. I mean, as soon as you come out of the bullpen, you're getting dinged around. That's a little bit problematic. But our starters, I mean, chef's kiss. What more can I ever ask for of our starters?
To Kenton's point, I think the bullpen remains maybe the biggest question mark on the team as of now, mainly because of that game on Saturday, which was game 3. You had a 5-1 lead going into the 9th inning. Notre Dame scores 5 in the top of the 9th. That cannot ever happen because, of course, we will see much more dangerous teams than just Notre Dame. So if you can't get your top arms in the back of the bullpen to come in and play at closing time by semisonic, you're going to run into many more problems for the rest of this season. So thankfully, we were able to pull that game 3 out. Ty had, like I said, the 2 RBI single in the bottom of the ninth to pull that out and give us the series sweep. But the bullpen has certainly got to be much more consistent. The offense, I think, even though I can't really complain a whole lot, being that, you put up 7 in all 3 games, that should win you, I'd say, like 80 to 85% of the games you play.
For sure.
It still needs to be a bit more consistent. However, 0 complaints in the direction of Rhett Johnson. He's now up to 404. He's a true freshman, tearing it up in ACC play at the rate that he is doing so far. Perhaps the most valuable player on this team as of now. Luke Nixon hit 2 heroic home runs, both on Thursday and on Friday. Shout out to Luke Nixon. This is a Luke Nixon Stand podcast, and it always has been. Chris McHugh had a great weekend. Ty Head had the heroics, like I said, in game 3. Our shortstop, Mikey Ryan, also stepped up in a massive way in both Friday and Saturday's games. The team got it done when we really needed to get it done. Like I said, the schedule for NC State, there's no breaks. Being able to pick up a sweep against Notre Dame was huge because this week you have 4 home games, and all 4 are very losable. You have a midweek game on Tuesday against UNCW. They're looking for a little revenge because we just beat their pants off about 2 weeks ago. Then, of course, you have Duke coming to town this coming weekend, and they are formidable as they always are inside of ACC play. So to get back up off of the mat like we saw this past weekend against Notre Dame, big time, big time, big time. You just got to find a way to bottle up that momentum. Like I said, the schedule will not feel sorry for us. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played, but we're getting closer to crunch time now. There's roughly like a month and a half left of regular season play. NC State's got to find a way to be on the winning side of many more of these ball games to put themselves in some prime postseason position. So series sweep over Notre Dame. Desperately needed that one. They went out and got it done. Shout out to Avon and the boys. Right back in breathable positioning the rest of the way. That will do it for us here on Monday. As always, thank you all so much for joining us. Playing a little bit of catch up this week. Obviously, the portal will open at midnight after the national championship on Monday evening. Real quick, Kenton, who you got, UConn or Michigan?
Oh, y'all know me, man. Come on now. I'm from the west side of Detroit, born and raised. Hurley is a maniac, but I am always going to support wherever the most cast technicians go. And that, my friends, is the University of Michigan. So give me the Wolverines in this one.
I got Michigan as well. I just think they're too deep. They're too talented. They're too strong. They're too physical. Too much size. I have the Michigan Wolverines as the kings of college basketball in 2025 and 2026. But that will now officially do it for us here on Monday. Be sure to hit that like button. Drop your comments in the comment box. Mash that subscribe button if you have not already. We'll catch you back here tomorrow on Tuesday for more. And until then, go Pack.
Go Pack.